What's going on, guys? Bob Buskirk here at ThinkComputers, and today we're taking a look at a pretty awesome headset from HyperX. It is their cloud pro gaming headset, and what HyperX is, it's actually a division of Kingston. So what Kingston has done is they've really got into gaming. So anything with HyperX is going to have to do with gaming, whether it be, you know, their memory or their storage products. And now they have a gaming headset, which is the cloud. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. Alright, so taking a look at the box, it does have a picture of the headset on the front. I'm going to move in here close so you can get a good look at some of the main features. Memory foam ear pads, 53mm drivers. That's one of the largest drivers that we've seen in a headset like this, more than pretty much everything that's out there. So you should have very impressive sound, pure hi-fi, and designed in Sweden. Now, if we flip it over to the back, it actually gives you a full rundown of the headset, lets you know pretty much everything about it, what's all going on. So, you know, if you're at the store, you can go ahead and look over all of this to make your final purchase. Again, more information on this side as well as this side. So a lot has gone into this headset. You know, I believe this is the first headset from HyperX, so they wanted to put out a quality product. They first of all didn't want to do an OEM product, so we see that a lot from companies that try to branch out is what they do is they, you know, get an OEM and they just slap their name on it. I really don't believe that Kingston has gone ahead and done that with this. This is a completely, you know, in-house design product, so it should be very high quality and, you know, should perform quite well. So let's go ahead and open this up. And it looks like we have another box inside. I'm going to try to get this all out without messing up here, which we'll see. There we go. So we take this out, and it looks like we have pretty impressive packaging. This is actually pretty cool. So when you open this up, it actually, you know, says HyperX and says HyperX Cloud Pro Gaming Headset. So they definitely get an A+ on their packaging. Let's see if this actually opens up a certain way. It definitely makes you feel like you're buying a quality product. This is actually pretty cool. So there is a little thing inside that says, "Welcome to the HyperX team." It, you know, gives you, it just says, you know, that these products have been developed with gaming in mind and all that kind of stuff. And you know, signed by Anders. I can't even say his last name, but he's the general manager of the HyperX team. So again, it just makes you feel welcome. It makes you feel, you know, like you bought a really cool product. So we'll go ahead and take a look at everything, and you can just see how everything is just nicely packaged in there. This, like, again, for a headset, this is some of the nicest packaging that I've seen. So see if, is this just a box with stuff in it? There's nothing. Oh, there is. So in here, there's actually a lot of stuff. So first, we have a carrying bag. Of course, you know, you're going to take this to LAN parties, to your friend's house, all of that stuff. You have this nice carrying bag here. As you can see, it opens up like that. Very, very cool to have that included. And we do have some cables here. This one's connected to the headset. We have some audio cables here. So we have a bunch of different audio cables, which of course I'm going to go over all that stuff in the review. But of course, this is all to connect to different types of audio devices, whether it be a PC, a console, or something like that. This should work with pretty much all of that stuff. So you have those cables. This is for the headset. And then we have a little control module here. So let me get this off. All of the cables are nicely braided. I'm not sure if you can see that in the video. It might be kind of hard to see. What that means is if they're not going to rip or anything like that, or tear if you snag them on something, you know. So you have all that. So we have this nice little control pod here, and it's rubberized too, so it has a really nice feel, as you can see. So you have a connection for your normal audio, and then for the microphone right there. And then it looks like we have, what is this? This looks like microphone mute button on the top. Again, this is hard to see in the video here. So we do have the microphone mute button right there. It looks like we have a volume slider on the top here, which is that red part. And then I'm not sure what this button is that does right here. I'm not sure if this is just a fully mute button. Again, we'll get into all of that. And of course, on this side, it does have that HyperX logo. And of course, you have your 2 connections right here on it, and it has a pretty long cable. So, you know, you have your headset and your regular connection right there. We do have this little adapter, which is of course great to see. You know, what a lot of companies have been doing is making a gaming headset that you can take with you anywhere, because gaming has evolved so much. We have mobile gaming now and all of that stuff. So what this is the adapter, of course, for the airplane, which you don't really see that often with a lot of headsets. So it's good to have that in there. Moving on, we have the actual microphone. And the microphone, you can use it if you don't want to. You don't have to. As you can see, it is detachable. You can see we can move it around nice and easily, and you can see the connection right there. We'll show you once we get into the headset how easy it is to put on. Oops, dropped it right there. And then we're going to take a look at the headset itself. And one thing that I really like about this headset is it comes with 2 different sets of ear cups. So you have these ones that aren't attached originally. These are the velour ones. A lot of people really actually do like these compared to, I think rubber ones are on there. So you can see what these look like. These look really great. Of course, the red in the center right there. And these should be easy enough to take off and put back on, you know, if you like. And we'll take all this plastic off. And one thing that I'm noticing as soon as I pick these up is that they are quite heavy. And that is because they have an aluminum build. So again, a lot higher quality than you're used to seeing in a headset. You know, a lot of times we see headsets made out of plastic, which, you know, can cause them to break sometimes over time, just don't last as long. So we have that aluminum build right here. And I'm not going to undo all this because it's just going to be in the way. But this is the headset, as you can see. And again, that aluminum build, you can see the brushed aluminum all around here. And on the ear cups. And yeah, these are the rubber type ear cups that are already pre-installed on here. But again, they give you the option for the velour ones if you want. I really like this brushed aluminum. It just looks really, really cool right there. It's, you know, looks really, really great. This thing I like about this headset is, you know, we reviewed a lot, you know, this year so far, and so many headsets are overdone with just crap you don't need, and even design you don't need, just make it bigger and heavier on your head. This looks like it's gonna look really great and feel really great once you have them on, but it's not overdone. As you can see, it's, you know, the headset just looks like a headset. So you do have the HyperX logo up top, if you guys can see that in there. Really, really nice. This is this looks like, to, you know, it's nicely stitched in there, which is actually kind of cool. You don't really see that much more. And you do have a nice cushion up here, so when this is on your head, it is going to be quite comfortable. Again, you do have 53mm drivers in here, so that is quite impressive for a headset. And then where your, as we said, the microphone is optional, so it actually, I don't know if you guys can see that, but right where my finger is, there's this little spot that you can actually take off. If I can get it off here. And you can go ahead and install the microphone just easy like that. So now, you know, if you are playing a game or you want to talk, you can go ahead and use it if you want to. If not, you can go ahead and take it off and put this little thing back in here to cover up that hole, and you're pretty much good to go right there. Again, I really like this. Of course, you do have the height adjustment, and again, you can see that brushed aluminum. This isn't plastic, it is aluminum, so this is going to last you quite a while, I would assume. It looks really, really great. Again, I'm really excited to test this to really see how, you know, how comfortable it is, and to you know, test the audio quality, because you do have those 53mm drivers. So this has been our quick unboxing and overview of the HyperX Cloud gaming headset. Now make sure you check back very, very soon on thinkcomputers.org, as we'll have our full written review. And remember guys, if you like our videos, why don't you subscribe? Catch you guys later.